man. Team Drake. Okay, let's do one.
Little later than scheduled, but we're here. We're here. Another episode and another chance to upset somebody. Gotta love it here, man. Gotta love it here. So we got JD with us today, man. The man who hits you with bars like a sniper. You don't even see them coming. What's going on, JD, man?
Yeah, what's going on, man? What's going on, man?
Yes. And Blunt as well. And if you're easily offended, you're gonna love him.
Stay tuned.
And we've got a man like Steve back with us again, man. The man in the know when it comes to football, and it comes to particularly youth football. Great to see you back on, bro.
Thank you. Thanks for having me back.
No worries, man. I hear you're in Riyadh now, you said, right?
Riyadh, yeah, I'm out in Riyadh.
Oh, Riyadh, sorry.
Yeah.
You call it Riyadh. You're making up cities and countries, man. How are you doing?
Hey, there might be somewhere out there called Riyadh, bro.
There might be.
It's just not where he is. It's not where he is. That's the only problem.
I said Riyadh, you know, like nah, man. You said, man, in your house eating quinoa again, yeah?
What do you mean quinoa? What's that, bro? I don't know what that is.
Quinoa, man. You call it
I don't know what quinoa is, bro.
Huh?
we're gonna go to the comments. Yeah, Triller here, man. What's happening, bro? Yes, Triller. What's good, bruv? Triller in the chat. So hopefully you'll stay with us today as well, because I know you have some insight into what we're gonna talk about today, man. So yeah, man. So the first thing really that I really wanted to kind of get into was Wolverhampton Wanderers. Are they potentially the worst team in Premier League history? I'm just gonna run some stats on you now, because there is another team pretty much like Wolves. So we'll go to Wolves first. So it's 13 games played, 7 goals scored, 28 conceded, yet to win a game. Haven't won a game all season. Imagine being a Wolves season ticket holder, man. That's not a good look, is it? And then you've got Derby County in the 07-08 season, who after 38 games scored 20 goals but conceded 89 goals. 89 goals. Derby obviously getting relegated that season on 11 points with 1 win. So I'll go to you first, Blunt. Do you think Wolves have got it in them to outdo Derby, or do you think that Derby are going to? Well, I don't know what it is with these Midlands clubs, man. But what's your take on that?
Well, I hope it does. To be fair, given what's happened, like nothing against Wolves personally as a club, but obviously there's just a massive rivalry with us now because of that fucking snake. But like, I watched it. You know, I watched them. I didn't see the game against Palace. But I heard Palace just breezed to a 2-0 win. And then I actually watched them against Villa on Sunday. And I don't know that Villa side's fourth. I really don't. They're just flat to deceive. But, like, again, they just don't like scoring goals. They really don't. And if you're not scoring goals, I know myself from Borough's 08-09 season under Southgate, we went down, we'd scored 28 league goals. I think we were the lowest scoring league club in England. And it doesn't matter how tight you're at the back. If you're not scoring goals, you're going. Simple as that.
Yeah, I'll pause you there, mate. JD, what are you saying? I've seen Triller there. Just before I get to you, sorry, Triller's saying, Swindon, Oldham, and Derby all worse than Wolves. I remember Swindon and Oldham not being great, but Derby official, they are the worst side in Premier League.
Yeah, I mean, Oldham weren't great, but I mean, they weren't as bad as Swindon or as Derby. So, for some reason, like listen, Wolves have still got a January window, so they can try and make some improvements. You know, I mean, they're going to have to back Edwards as they poached him from Middlesbrough. So, I would imagine that they'll probably get a few more points on the board and a couple of wins at some point during the season. I mean, there's still quite a long way to go. So I think it's a little bit early to be, sticking them with that bunch.
I remember people saying similar things about Derby County when they finished on 1 win for the season. But there's a long way to go, and I don't know. Do you feel the gap between Wolves and the rest of the clubs, Steve, is too much? Do you think they're that far off it from everybody else?
Yeah, I do. And I think good serves them right. Like they had a decent manager doing a job, and then you custard pied him. Like have that.
Who did they sack? Who did they sack again? I don't even remember. Who did they start the season with?
Man, was it the end of the season they sacked him, or was it last year?
Who was it again?
Vitor
Pereira.
He did all right for them. He did all right for them.
Gary did do all right. He did do all right for them.
And then they got rid of him for no reason. Like these clubs sometimes have that in it. That's what it is. You didn't need to do that. Like there was no need. The man, obviously, Wolves are where they are, innit? And he was doing the best he could with that squad. And then you tried to shake up the tree, brought in that other man. You didn't even give him time, although he was flopping as well. And then now this is where you are, innit? It's this is what it is. Have that.
I want to know what they did with the Cunha money. What did they do with that money? Who did they bring in?
Right. I don't know.
Obviously.
Because of all the shit that went on between Borough and Wolves, obviously watching the situation unfold, Facebook starts giving you suggested posts, and I'm getting Wolves official fan page posts and that, and I seen Friday it was so they've obviously promised Rob Edwards money, and what are the owners called? Is it Forsun? F-O-S-U-N? Forsun?
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah,
whatever it is, basically. But it was an actual official Wolves fan page post, saying it looks like they're going to have to break the promise of the back end. They promised Rob Edwards. So
really?
Christ knows where that Cunha money's gone.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, it's gone somewhere. Someone knows where it is. But unfortunately for the Wolves fans, and I don't know. I don't really have any feelings on Wolves one way or the other personally. But you got to feel for the fans a little bit, because imagine that's your club. You're gonna be fuming. Because for Wolves, even though obviously they're a bottom half team, but they weren't bad. There's a few decent players in there. And at one point when they were getting all these Portuguese and Brazilian players in, you thought this team might actually do something, man. But it wasn't to be.
But you see, the thing is, though, when you consistently sell your best players every season, sooner or later it catches up with you. I mean, you can't do it forever. So,
yeah, that is true. Look, I've just given you a kind of a comparison. The season Derby went down, the other teams that followed them were Birmingham City on 35 points. Bear in mind, Derby were on 11 points. And then Reading on 36 points. I think, Fulham even finished on 36 that season, but they stayed up. If you look at the bottom half now, what's the difference between Wolves and everyone else? Well, they're on 2 points. Wow, 2 draws. Imagine that out of 13 games.
I think the next team's got to be on at least 12, right? About 10 away from them. 10.
They're on 10. Yeah. So that's Burnley.
Is that Burnley on 10?
Yeah. And then you've got Leeds and West Ham are both on 11 points. So it's not unachievable. But I'm just looking at that Wolves team, and it just looks dead. Like, it really looks dead. I don't know what they're going to have to do in January. And, people keep saying they've got January. January is not an easy window to do business. And if you do business in January, you're going to pay.
It's not easy. Doing business but the thing is, it'll be slightly easier for them, I would think, because they'll be shopping probably in the Championship. So top-end Championship players, you could probably still get them if you're a Premier League club.
All right, imagine you're at Coventry, yeah? If you're playing for Coventry or Borough, are you gonna go and play for Wolves, who you're gonna be in your position next season?
Coventry, no, but Borough possibly.
And correct me if I'm wrong.
I'm not even bantering. I'm just saying that the reason I say that is no. Coventry
is coming from the Spurs fan that can't sign fucking Ed Napoli. Listen.
Like, Coventry are definitely going up. Borough, you're not sure. Like, Ipswich might finish above Borough, so top 2 might be Coventry and Ipswich. I thought it was 5-5. Sorry. Oh, sorry.
No, 5-4. City are 5-4. That's crazy. They were 3-0 up when I looked last time, because I haven't got the game on. And yeah, 5-4, man.
Look,
yeah.
Like there's a couple of teams that could go up in second place. You know, Middlesbrough. I mean, are they currently second? I've not looked at the championship table for a while.
Second, yeah.
And how many points are you away from third?
I think there's a 3-point gap.
I mean, you're not really secure. So
Championship's a long season as well.
Listen. Yeah. I'm being serious. Coventry definitely not, because you know they're going to be Premier League next season, isn't it? But Middlesbrough, you'd have to weigh it up. Like, you know, look at the teams around them, look at the form. You know.
Well, I know for a fact, like, there's been things come out with Steve Gibson apparently, like when he finally had the chat with Rob Edwards, when Rob Edwards said he was going, and he basically said in no uncertain terms, do not come knocking here for any football players in January. But like, Aidan Hackney won't go there. He's already turned down Ipswich, West Ham, Spurs at certain points.
He's not turned down Spurs. No, maybe Ipswich. No, he didn't turn down Tottenham.
I know a player who turned down Tottenham. I know a player who turned down Tottenham.
Oh no, you're not gonna
like the hat trick as well. Anyway, just a quick one. So let me just ask you, Steve. Let me ask you this, Steve. Yeah, if you're in charge at Wolves now, are you looking at top end Championship players, or are you more looking at fringe players in Premier League clubs that are playing that are not getting game time? Would that not be a smarter move to go for those type of players who are probably on their way out at certain clubs?
Yeah, I think you've got to be looking at that level of quality to come in, but whether or not they're going to want to come, that's another question, isn't it? And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I was reading the other day some stat about the teams that got the parachute payment ain't really doing that well right now. Because I think one thing that, you know, teams forget about is the gelling time. You think you could just go and play Monopoly football and collect all the players and then it's all going to work. And my team's suffering from that at the moment. I'm sure you're going to get there. But right now, you can't just, you got to look at the structure. You got to look at, you know, bedding time. You can't bring in too many players. So when they get that parachute payment, when they go down, what are they going to do? Do you know what I mean? You have to build a squad and give them time to cement, give the manager a bit of time. And I don't know if Wolves have got that patience. They've shown that they like to, you know, open that trapdoor real quick. So, yeah. But to answer your question, yeah, you've got to try and get those fringe players. Maybe get a couple loans from Premier League teams. You've got players pushing for first team but can't get enough minutes. Do you know what I mean? In some of the lower teams, maybe, or younger players, like, you've got to do that. You've got to wheel and deal in that market if you want to. Do you know what I mean? If you want to come straight back up, which has to be the goal. Has to be the goal.
Yeah, has to, absolutely. Just just got a message there from Tiny. Yes, Tiny. Respect everyone, Bart, Blunt, JD, and Steve. Yes, big up, Tiny.
Yeah, but in response to what Steve just said, I mean, if you're looking at Premier League players, then you're probably gonna have to look at loan, because they're going to be on Premier League wages, and yeah, I mean, they're not going to take wage cuts if you go down in it. So can you sustain it, paying those players that kind of money in the Championship? So it's going to have to really be loans or top end Championship players, and I mean that's what I think.
Yeah, but I think what you have in the Prem is you have a lot of youngsters that are just pushing for that first team spot but can't get the minutes. And if you can grab a couple of those and put them in your team, they can have a big impact. Do you know what I mean? They've got something to prove. Do you know what I mean? And the wages ain't going to be too mad for youngsters. So I think that's where they got a shot.
Well, to be honest, I mean, I think more teams need to start, like, getting youngsters in their team, because, like, you're seeing a few, like, when they're given a chance at Premier League level or even Championship level, like, they're doing well. So a lot of teams are going out and buying these these expensive players or like foreign imports or whatever. But a lot of these clubs got good enough in their academies and youth teams.
Let me ask you this, right? Does anybody here think they have a chance of staying up? Because the conversation started is, are they going to be the worst ever? So why are we talking about them trying to sign players to improve this season, when really what they maybe should be looking to is looking at mid-table Championship players and then getting on low wages that might sort of give them a chance of having a sustainable and financially sustainable effort of getting back up after, next season? Because they're done. They're dead. They're gone.
Yeah, I don't see a world in which they turn it around and survive. If they do, I'll be amazed.
No, I mean,
It would have to be the greatest escape in Premier League history if they do.
It'll be the biggest comeback since Bobby Ewing.
Listen, everybody thinks they're going down, but we've played what 12, 13 league games. They can't throw the towel in, so they have to be seen or they have to try. You know, like
the fans wouldn't stand for it if they don't try.
No, listen, January's around the corner. They're gonna have maybe 20 league games left. I mean, they're gonna have to try and get out of it. Obviously we think that it's done and dusted, but Rob Edwards, I'm sure, isn't thinking that. And the players in the
don't listen to what he thinks.
Sorry.
So don't listen to what he thinks. Says.
He's not over this one, man. That's funny, man. Right. Okay. We're gonna segue into this now. Then, so what I want to know: fraud award nominees. Yes, there is a fraud award that we are gonna give out, and we'll talk about some nominees week to week, and we can have a look at some of the managers that have already lost their job. So let's go to, and this isn't me having a pop. This is just me stating a fact. So you've got managers who have been sacked this season. Vitor Pereira, you've got Graham Potter, you've got Nuno, who is obviously back in work now, and you've got JD's favourite guy, Big Ange, who might be doing a better job than Thomas Frank if he'd have stayed.
No,
you never know.
No.
He won you a trophy, man.
Listen, I don't care. If Andrew's still there, would be firmly in the bottom three. I've got no doubt about that. He's that bad.
It'd be exciting.
Exactly.
That
would be too funny, man. But okay, so current managers. I'll start with you this time, Steve. If you had to nominate somebody right now out of the current Premier League managers for the award of the fraud award, who would it be and why?
I know what a lot of people would want to say, right? Just based on the credit he got last season for winning the league and that, and what's going on right now with my club. So let's just get this out there right now. I'm defending that, and I'm taking on all comments. I don't care. He's not a fraud. People are trying to rewrite history now and talk about, it's Klopp's team. Klopp had that team for 2 seasons, and I love Klopp. You get me? No homo, right? And he had that team for 2 seasons. He really do nothing with it. And there was a change when Slot came in. It wasn't exciting. It was a bit more control. And there were games where people were like, you know what? We wouldn't have won that under Klopp. And he managed that team to a win. So he done some stuff. Do you get me? This
I'm gonna
season,
offer you a counter argument. Let me offer you a counter argument to that statement. What if the team that Klopp had for those 2 seasons weren't ready yet, but they were that season? That's
a valid point. That's a valid point. But I point to, there was a period, where teams would come at us in the first half, and you're thinking, what's going on? And then it would be halftime. He'd make a couple changes, make some tactical tweaks, and boom, bam, we'd go and win the game convincingly. That comes from the manager. That's him making changes and figuring out something. You know what I'm saying? You can't, do you know what I mean? You can't discount that. The man did that. I actually think the transition we were meant to have last season, we're having now, plus some other things, and no one wants to talk about it, and they're going to say it's excuses, but their brethren died, bruv. Horribly died. I don't care who you are. I've suffered loss. And there'll be moments where it's galvanizing, but then there'll be other moments where it's not, and it's in the quiet moments when you're sitting there and you look across, a man's meant to be there and he's not there. Or the moments when you would have picked up the phone or gone around his yard and played FIFA, or, you know what I mean? Or every 20 minutes when the fans are singing the name, it ain't always going to give you a boost. Do you know what I mean? These guys, they're not saying it. And a lot of Liverpool fans ain't saying it because people are like, oh, well, where was that when you was winning the first 6 games of the season? That doesn't matter, bruv. Grief is a weird thing, and the way that it hits you. So to be dealing with that as a club, and people are like, oh, but certain players weren't there. 7 of the players that you signed, they weren't there, but they're coming into that environment. Do you understand? They're trying to find their feet, and they're coming into that. So anyway, Slot's name's going to be on the list, but I don't think so. I think that for me, it's got to be Graham Potter. It's got to be Emma. My man had the keys to the kingdom. At one point, they're talking about the greatest English manager out there. Man was killing it at Brighton, and everyone thought it was him, but it was really about Brighton have a system. And you know what I'm saying? And yeah, I think, you know, he done all right there because that was his levels. Like, he could bad up them players and they'll take that bad up. But then you went to Chelsea and try and bad up a man in Chelsea, in the Chelsea team, and see what they man.
He tried getting a glow up when he went there as well.
Yeah, know your lane, innit? Stay in your lane, know your level, innit? Like, you got boost because the press bigged you up like they like to do in this country, and they couldn't wait to tear you down. But they bigged you up, they made you think you was more than what you was. They're linking you to England, linking you to the Chelsea. Bruv, no. Like, what we're seeing now is his levels. Do you know what I mean? And you can't say it's not because at Chelsea he flopped. At West Ham he flopped. Like, he's had chances. Do you know what I'm saying? He's had chances. So for me, at that list that you said, like, man like Nuno's thing. He's gonna make you very solid, defensively solid.
Don't stick to that list. Don't stick to that list. It could be anybody. It could be anybody.
Yeah, but I think Potter, for me, out of all of it, like the other guys, like Pereira, like, listen, I'm like, that club's a mess anyway. So I'm not even gonna, do you know what I mean? I'm not even gonna look at that. You know what I mean? That's like saying Emre's a fraud when, you know, I don't really think he didn't get the Arteta time. The time that Arteta got,
it was just bad timing altogether. That was just bad timing.
Yeah, but the difference is they're willing to stick with Arteta. They stuck with him for what is this, the 6th season now? Like at big bad Arsenal. Like, they stuck with him, you know, through thick and thin. What? Because he got FA Cup when he first came in. Do you know what I mean? And that was okay. But Emre, he didn't get that chance. Do you know what I'm saying? He didn't get that chance. So
I just think at that time, that particular time for Emery coming in was just anybody who came in then was going to go through that. Because I rate Emery. I think Emery's a top manager.
I think he's a bad manager.
If Emery's at Arsenal now, he's doing bits. Trust me. It's just bad timing, unfortunately, you know. But what I'm going to do every week, I'm going to be asking for nominees each week. And I'm going to make a note of how many times names come up. And I'm going to give an award to whichever manager.
Listen, I want to know, how is Amorim not on that list? Or is it because he won against Palace the other day?
Oh, man, I knew you were going to say Amorim.
His name not come up?
I knew it. That's what it has now. It's come up now. JD, so you going for Amorim?
Well, I mean, you know, I'm not happy with Thomas Frank, but at the end of the day, he's coming to he's coming to a club that's a shit show. He's got a lot of injuries. I mean, you know, so it's not great. It's not great, but I think Amorim's
I wish Bizzle was here today. I wish
Amorim's worse. I'm sorry, but he is. Amorim's worse. He's won something like 12 or 13 league games out of. He's got to play at least 50.
Can I throw a stat out there though? Never lost 4 in a row. There's another manager that has. Mad, isn't it? Mad. Yeah. And this ain't me defending because I'm no Man United fan. Do you know what I mean? Believe me.
Well, obviously you're talking about Slot, right? Obviously.
Yeah. I'm not. Do you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna. Can I just talk on Slot?
Oh no! You say that, but it's like it's been said before. Slot came in and won the league in his first season. Amorim came in and just made it worse. Ten Hag had them in, I think he was 6 or something like that, a few points off the top 4, and they nosedived in his first season. And it's not much better this season. Like it's not. So Amorim has to be there.
Okay. No, listen. Your shout, man. You put your reasons across. His name has been noted, bro. That's 1 vote for Amorim. I just want to talk on Slot for a minute. I'll go back to Slot because there's no secret what I think and what I've said about Slot from time. And I said it last season when everything was rosy and he walked into a situation that he probably couldn't believe he walked into, which is why he didn't sign anyone. He didn't need to. And everything was just going well. Everything was going well. I don't want to hear about, but when we won the league, we started losing a few. The league was done then. Didn't matter. League was over. And I always said, I wonder how he'll do when it's not so easy. When things are going, unexpected things pop up, and you're dealing with difficult results and difficult games. How's he going to cope with that? Because we've never seen it. And then I've seen it this season, and you can see that he's under pressure. I know Liverpool's a massive club. It is going to be a pressure job. Don't get me wrong, but look at his interviews and the excuses that he comes out with, and I just feel, I don't know if it's a lost in translation thing, because them Dutch people know English well. Do you know what I mean? They know English well. So I don't think it's a lost in translation type of thing. I just feel like it's almost like he didn't know how to deal with those situations. And that's why I always wonder, if Klopp was still there last season, would he have won the league anyway?
I think he would have. I think they did better last season. I think Klopp performs better than Slot. I mean, Klopp's a better manager. I mean, hands down. I mean, come on. Last season, Liverpool deserved to win the league. Don't get me wrong, but the other teams around them weren't great. It was more of a procession than a title race. Klopp would have done this. I mean, Klopp would have won it as well. I think personally.
I'm actually not putting Slot's name down as my vote, by the way. I've just wanted to talk on it for a minute.
Yeah, no, I think that's all like good and well. And you're right. There is a question mark on how he handles it in hardship, because even prior to Liverpool, man never lost 2 games in a row in his whole career. Like it's never happened. So we never really know how he's going to deal with that situation. And I think for me, it's like a boxer, innit? Like he's been hit with like a 3-punch combo, or, different things have gone wrong, and he's rocking, he's on the ropes, and he's trying to make it to the end of the round and then come again. That's what I think. And
like AJ and Ruiz, yeah?
Yeah.
He was a wrecking ball before that.
Yeah, leave my Nigerian brother alone, please. Yeah.
I'll be honest. The way it's gone for Slot, if this was boxing, the fight would have been stopped by now.
Like, they would have thrown the towel in, mate.
How many unanswered punches before the ref steps in? Like, but I'll be honest with you. My nomination, right? And no one seems to say this. Oh, Daniel Farke, because he gets promoted. And how many goals do you need to figure this league out before you stop looking fucking clueless in the top flight?
You know what? That's not a terrible.
That's a good shout.
That's not a terrible one. Daniel Farke, though, I think his thing is that he'll play a certain way in the Championship, and he'll just come and try and do the same thing in the Premier League. Like when you look at someone like Scott Parker, Burnley are not as good as Leeds, but he's doing all right at Burnley because he's being defensive. Like Daniel Farke needs to do that. Just be defensive. He won't do it.
I don't know how no one's put Big Ange down. I don't know how, and no one has put Big Ange for me. Listeners, whatever I've said about Slot, I've said about Slot, and I stand by what I said about it. But he's not getting nominated for fraud.
Fraud award. Ange's not a fraud. No, he's not. He is the worst manager in Premier League history ever. There's a difference.
But he brought home the medal.
I don't care.
Fraud, man. That was the worst final I've ever seen. I've seen a 0-0 between the two Milans.
Tottenham last season.
That was worse.
Listen, I was watching Tottenham last season, and it got to the point where I just wasn't watching anymore. Okay, I stopped watching games towards the end. I watched the final, but our last 5 league games, I was hardly watching. I was going out.
Checked out,
yeah. So.
He's getting nominated. That's my nomination.
If I have to respect a man, if he says, "Listen, I deliver in silverware in my second season without fail," and you've just called him the worst manager in Premier League history, yet he delivered, and the worst manager in Premier League history has delivered, and he
delivered. Listen,
these Tottenham fans are ungrateful. Though.
Listen, let me say something. You can call us ungrateful. You can call us ungrateful. You can call us what you want. Okay, you can say he delivered. He was throwing league games. So, listen.
Throwing games? That's wild, bro.
Listen, league games at Tottenham Stadium, okay? Listen, after I've taken my sons to games, I'm paying £200 before I leave my house. £100 a ticket. And you're throwing those games. No, that's unprofessional.
You didn't mind when he threw the City game, though, did you? You didn't mind that, did you? Yeah, exactly.
But he didn't, though.
You know what I mean?
He didn't throw the game.
Yes, he did. Son scores that goal 9 times out of 10. He probably had a word with him and said, "Listen, whatever you do, don't embarrass me today. Don't embarrass me out there."
Listen, Ange had to go at the fans for not wanting to win that game. Me personally, I wanted to win the game. I didn't want you to win the league, but I didn't want to lose the game. If we won that game, we would have been in Champions League.
I'm pretty sure you did want to lose that game.
If we won that game, we would have gone Champions League that season.
But I don't know. I seem to remember you saying something different.
It swings around about us because we would have gone Champions League. We would have won it. We won Europa League. We won it. So, but no. Ange is the worst manager I've ever seen.
Ange is my nomination. He did at Forest as well. Let's talk about Forest. Flipping out.
He gets it. And you know what? Yeah, if Leeds sack Daniel Farke, bring in Ange, I'm just gonna sit back and enjoy it because it's gonna be worse.
Me too.
All right, so we're gonna do this every week. Yeah, we're gonna do this every week. Whoever's on the pod, we vote on who we think. You could say the same name again. You could throw a different name in the hat. At the end of the season,
actually, I'm changing to Ange. Like, I'm sorry.
All right, Ange for you then. Yeah. At the end of the season, I'll count out who got the most votes, and they will officially be the fraud of the season, and the fraud award will be theirs.
I vote for Ange every week. So listen, just my default vote every week is Ange Postecoglou.
We'll see. We'll get Bizzle on and get you two arguing as you like to, and you'll start throwing Amorim in there as well. I guarantee it. Right. So next up, we're doing the GOAT. I'm having a little bit of a twist on it this time. We all support a different club here. Who's the GOAT of worst Premier League goalkeepers at your club? And then we'll each pick a goalkeeper from your club, and then we'll choose which one is the GOAT of worst Premier League goalkeepers. So yeah, Borough, you've got to pick a keeper from the Premier League era, I'm afraid. Not the Championship, so you're not getting away with it that easily. So whilst being in the Premier League, worst keeper.
How long have you got? Fucking hell.
You had some good keepers as well, though.
No. We've had one, which was Mark Schwarzer, right? Victor Valdez came in, right? And Victor Valdez came in,
he was there
in 16, 17. Like, we came up, went straight back down. Paranga had got the sack, but like you say, that's he just had some terrible defenders in front of him. He looked a bit shaky at first, but it could have been a lot worse if it wasn't for him. But when we first came back to the Premier League in '95, we had a bloke called Alan Miller, who repeatedly got like lobbed on his line. Like he was like a fucking budgie sat on his perch. He just wouldn't move from his line. Like he was a nightmare. Gary Walsh came in, ex-Man United keeper. He wasn't too bad. We made a couple of stinkers. And then after that, we got Schwarzer, and obviously he went on to play like 500 odd Premier League games between mostly for Borough, but Fulham. Worst one from the Premier. Oh, fuck. Brad Guzan. The American guy that used to be Brad Guzan used to be
Villa.
Villa.
Oh, Guzan. Okay.
Yeah, we had him that season. Yeah, that we had Valdez. Yeah, he was awful. I'm going Brad Guzan.
Okay. Brad Guzan. Okay, Steve, let's go over to Liverpool.
Wow,
it's the worst keeper you remember.
Am I only allowed to talk about my own club? Because there's a few men out there that
yes,
get the nomination.
Yes, yeah. Your own club, yeah. No, I thought we'd do our own clubs.
All right, so I'm going to start with David James. Big for nothing.
Okay.
Right?
What's the
No. Listen, there's a few. I'm listing them. Like, get into some others. Yeah. Then we had flipping Simon Mignolet. Right, and he was following on from Pepe Reina, and he was a big disaster. You know what I mean? Like the worst thing about Mignolet is he gave you hope, because sometimes he'd pull off worldies, and he was quite good at pens. Yeah, and then he would just do a madness. But I think if we're giving a trophy out, if we're giving a trophy out, I'm gonna have to give it to
Steve. You're forgetting something.
Go on.
Didn't you get Brad Jones, the Australian, from us? At
Yeah,
one point. He was a poor goalkeeper.
Brad Jones was bad, but his saving grace was he didn't get to play that much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He was like a third keeper. You know what I mean? So I have to allow him. And then we got my man from West Ham as well. Oh God, forgetting his name. Oh my God, in the chat.
Spanish one.
I remember him. He was quality for West Ham, and then he was dog shit for Liverpool.
Well, he was quality like in 2 games and then dead for the rest. Like, you know what I mean? Like he realized he was just there collecting a wage. So he was like, I don't really have to try because I ain't gonna play anyway. But in the chats, the man just reminded me about Bogdan. I wrote him out of my memory. I wrote him out of my memory. That was a sad state of affairs that my man was the number 1 in the sticks for a period of time. That's terrible. And then obviously there's Karius, who I actually have a little bit of sympathy for, but no one wants to hear it because, you know, like the biggest fall in grace.
Boy.
In the biggest match, the biggest scene. And my man's he's had to go up Wushu Mountain and he's only just come back. Like I'm hearing he's tearing it up in Germany right now. Like he's apparently the best keeper in the league right now. So you know what? Big up Karius for finally recovering from that disaster. Imagine that broke him for how many years? He's only just found his way back now and his career's probably ending next season.
That was some long concussion, innit?
Yeah, concussion, man. You got the elbow in the head.
Right, we've got a few comments here. Sorry, let's just hang on. Tiny. Oh wow. No. Go off Brentford, stop. Yes, Karius and Bogdan from Triller there. He lost us the Champions League. Yeah, listen. I was waiting for you to say Karius. I ain't gonna lie. That's the name I thought you were gonna say. Who have you gone with in the end?
I think that it has to be Bogdan. Nah, it's Karius. It's Karius. That fall from grace is too much. It's too much.
Give that final, like, regardless.
Listen, I can now because we went on and got back there and done the business and like
without him.
But, yeah, I just feel sorry for him. You know, it's one of them ones where it's like you're watching a car crash and you're like, oh man, like you're so vexed. But at the same time, you're like, one man shouldn't have to go through that. Like, man was crying and no one wanted to chat to him. Like, his teammates just walked away from him. Like, it was peak. And you know, Liverpool got the whole "you never walk alone" thing, but man was walking alone in the rain, the storm. He cared. You know what I mean?
Just before I'm gonna say, just before we get to JD, I've just got a few more comments that I've missed. Sorry, apologies, guys, but I do want to read them all out. Can't spell slot without lost. He's lost. Wow. Tiny. You lot are hating on my guy. Triller, you know how I feel. I've said it a million times. You shouldn't be surprised. He's worse than Amorim. We finished more or less same points and no trophy. So he's saying he's worse than Big Ange. Worse than Big Ange. Wow. Put all his eggs in Europa and won it. Now, the players through that game, not Ange, he was fuming. JD, bet you went to the parade and put respect on Ange. Yes.
Listen, you know I didn't go to that parade. Okay. And yeah, we won the trophy. I was happy during the final, but I still wanted Ange gone. I was consistent. Like, I wanted Ange gone for the longest. Like, I was saying Ange out before everybody else jumped on the bandwagon. So, nah, no respect on that guy's name whatsoever. Like,
well, can you tell us then who's your goat of all worst keepers for Tottenham Hotspur? And you've definitely had a
worst goalkeeper for Tottenham Hotspur. You know what? I'm gonna have to give it to it, but I actually like the guy, but it's Ian Walker. Ian Walker,
really?
Terrible. Yeah, he was terrible.
I didn't think you were gonna say Ian Walker. I didn't think you'd say him. Okay,
Ian Walker, man, he was terrible.
Wow, that was the easy decision. Flipping out. I swear you've had worse keepers than him, though.
But I wouldn't really say that.
Oh, it was the Brazilian brother, man. He was terrible, man. Who was he?
Aurelio Gomez.
Aurelio Gomez. He was terrible. Nah, he was terrible. He was bad.
But you know what it was, though? Like, Harry Redknapp was just poor for his confidence, man. Harry Redknapp done him dirty, you know.
Stop blaming Redknapp. This guy, Always blaming ex-managers. Listen, he's got to get out there and do the business. The manager can't make saves for him. He's out there looking like some fake Dida. He's terrible, bro. Terrible.
Yeah, no, I mean, he's got to be one of them. I mean, yeah, no.
What about this youngster? What about this youngster he had recently? Like, is he Australian or wherever he's come from? Man had an absolute worldie against Liverpool, and then I don't know, fell off a cliff. I've never seen man's running out to the halfway line to try and make clearances and that. Like, what happened? I don't even know his name. That's how bad he's been.
for who? Tottenham.
Yeah. See, you don't even know who he is. Some youngster. Like, I remember the day.
I remember him as well.
It was against Liverpool.
I don't like.
Vicario was injured. I swear Vicario was out injured and he played, didn't it? Because you had three keepers, and I thought, why is he playing?
Yeah. Because
you got a next keeper that is the backup for Vicario. I can't remember who he is either. But I thought, why isn't he playing? And it was this brother that you're talking about.
Yeah. Man was all crying at the full time because he got man of the match against us, and I think his family was in the crowd and everything, and they were.
It's not what's his name? Light skin brother.
No,
that's who I thought was gonna play, but he didn't, and it was this brother that he's talking about now.
Oh no, he's not Australian. Kinski.
Yeah, something like that.
Is that his name? Kinski.
Where's he from?
Austrian or something?
One of the European countries. He might be Ukrainian or something. I don't know, man. One of them.
Okay. So narrowing it down, you going for Gomez or you going for Walker? Go on, pick one. Who's it going to be?
You know, I'm going to say Gomez. I'm going to give it to Gomez because he was playing in a better team. Like Ian Walker, the team that Ian Walker played in was trash. So I'll probably have to give it to Julio Gomez.
All right. Yeah, Arsenal.
He's a Czech goalkeeper.
Czech, yeah. See, I didn't even know that.
Okay. Well, Arsenal have had a few. Trust me, had a few. I've narrowed it down to 3, and I'm going to pick one of these 3. You got Matt Turner, the American guy. That was terrible for us. He just looked like Bambi on ice. Anytime we were getting attacked, his distribution was horrible. He ended up going to Forest and becoming their second goalkeeper. Nah, dead. Terrible keeper. There's another keeper from the same period. I don't even know if you remember this guy. I think he's Finnish or Icelandic. Runar Alex Runarsson. He's another one. Yeah, Runarsson, some young keeper. Arteta bought him. He's one of Arteta signings, man. Unless he came just before Arteta. But I'm sure he's an Arteta signing. Terrible. He's got chocolate wrist, bro. Like, he just couldn't hold on to the ball. He's been bombed out. Terrible keeper. But the other one, if I roll back, Richard Wright. Richard Wright. Ooh. I remember specifically about Richard Wright because I remember when I was waiting for an announcement of we were getting a new keeper, and I was kind of assuming it was going to be Richard Wright. Is when Sol Campbell walked out. It's the same day. We signed them both on the same day. And Richard Wright for us was terrible. He was awful. Sorry to mention Sol Campbell, but I'm going to mention his name any chance I get, JD.
But you know what's mad about that Richard Wright call? Like, I remember a football championship manager. My man was a wonder kid. Do you know what I mean? You stand right, you were not conceding goals in that game. Do you know what I mean? So
champ managers usually pretty accurate, but they got that one wrong. Got that one wrong, mate. He was diabolical. But again, you got to go to the team he played in, and maybe the team he played in. It wasn't a bad team he played in. Don't get me wrong, but I'm looking at the team we got now, and we have Matt Turner and Runarsson when we had these players that we got now. I'm going for Matt Turner just for the fact that he should have gone on to Forest and became their number 1. He became their number 2, and I don't remember the last time I saw him between the posts. So I'm going for Turner. Awful keeper. So who we got? We got Turner, we got Karius, we got Gomez, and who did you go for, Blunt? Sorry,
Brad Guzan.
Brad Guzan. Out of those 4, who's the worst out of those 4? Would you say?
Wow.
I'd probably have to say Turner because at least Guzan was half decent for Villa for a little bit. Fucking dreadful for us, but
yes,
decent for Villa for a bit.
Who scored? Romero. Come on.
Stop it.
I think Tottenham are winning.
No, they're not winning.
1-1.
You'd think they were winning. The way he's talking, you'd think they were
1-1. Like we're away to Newcastle, isn't it, man? 1-1 is not the worst result in the world. Didn't City just get beat there?
Hey, I'm just saying, my live score still says 1-0. Are you sure it's not been ruled out?
Nah.
Because the way you made, you see the way you made a YouTube short out of me at the beginning.
I'm watching the replay.
I'm making one out of you now.
No, he's on side, man.
Are you sure?
Fine. Yes, fine, no problem.
Yeah, it's just flashed up now. You lot are getting saved by your defenders weekly, man. Flipping hell. Van der Ven and Romero, man. They must be the top goal scorers.
It's not even a corner. I don't know what he's doing so far forward. Like he scored a diving header. Like, what's he doing up there?
Is it?
Yeah.
You need a goal. It's late in the game. Got to do these things, man. But I just find it mad that your two centre backs are like possibly your top. I know Van der Ven was your top goal scorer at one point, and Romero can't be that far behind, man. You lot need a striker so badly, like so badly.
Well, we brought Richarlison on, so yeah.
Pigeon man, yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
You hear man say you need a striker. That guy's got the classic moment, man. That scoring against us in extra time, celebrated, coffee shirt, everything. By the time he put his shirt back on, bad man Jota had gone down the other end and just rest in peace, King, man.
To be honest, I don't even like seeing Richarlison play for us anymore. Like, I don't want to see him on the pitch, but Thomas Frank seems to want to pick him for some reason, so I don't know.
Yeah, he's annoying. He's just annoying. He's just annoying. Like, there's no player more annoying than Richarlison.
What happened to Solanke?
Injured.
I don't know what happened to him. Like, I don't even know what the injury is. He's been out.
He's on the Darren Anderton training program apparently.
That's mad.
Boy, listen. Please remember to like and remember to subscribe. Try and support the Don't Gas movement, man. We're trying to do big things here. The more support we get, the more subs we get, the bigger and better we can make shows and stuff like that. So please do the easy thing and hit that subscribe button. Thanks for your comments tonight as well. Thanks to Blunt. Thanks to Steve for being back on. And JD, unfortunately, I'll be seeing you again next week, bro. Nah, I'm joking. Don't forget, we got Don't Gas the badge tomorrow, right? Don't Gas the belt tomorrow, sorry, right? Blunt?
Yeah, the belt tomorrow. Me and Matty are back with another episode of the belt.
So Blunt and Matty back with Don't Gas the belt tomorrow, and Thursday we'll be back with the Don't Gas podcast where we'll be talking about the Chappelle Show. We've got some good shows lined up following the Chappelle Show as well. Me and JD was having a little chat about it, so we're gonna surprise you with some really interesting topics. Yeah, that'll be good. But thanks again for watching. Thanks for your comments. Peace, everyone.